Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out People of Reddit. Story 1. X randomly messages me. I am going to try and make this as short as possible. The only way I can keep this short is the stupid green text typing format. I'm sorry. I date a guy in 2018 to 2020 who hid his drug addiction for the majority of it. I did everything I could to get him sober for his well-being, but I could only lead a horse to water. I dump him and he goes manic, harassing me and everybody associated with me for nearly 2.5 years. He gets new GF and things stay the same. I get threats and constant harassment from random numbers / social media accounts / emails. Suddenly it stops at the end of 2022. I go about my life ignoring him as usual, but he messages me from his raw-dogged new phone number just last night right at midnight. A single text. LOL. Being nosy, I look at him and his GF's social media accounts through a spoof account to see if something happened and he's trying to come for me again. Find nothing, so I go to Google and simply type his GF's name. First thing to come up is 4 arrest charges for drug possession, DUIs, and tampering of evidence. Literally of the things I told him would happen if he kept up with the illegal drug use. The whole reason I dumped him? Nothing on him, but I do find the most unflattering mugshot I've ever seen. It's her. Smirk emoji. Please God prevent me from responding with some dumb shit like LOL mugshot image or yawn emoji. Tell or GF her criminal record is cute. I do not need to feed the fire that is this weird ass instigating text message. Story 2. Wake me with your alarm. Guess my day starts now too. I, 28F, live with my boyfriend, 29M, and one roommate, 35M, in a house that I own. They both work at the same company, so their workday starts at 6 a.m. I WFH, so I sleep / get up pretty much whenever I want. It's worth noting that I am a very light sleeper, and my boyfriend is a fairly heavy sleeper that I usually have to wake despite his alarm. My boyfriend's alarm goes off at 5:30. He usually gets dressed and heads to work by 5:40, which is fine. In those 10 minutes I'll pack his lunch, make him coffee, and get him set up for the day. My roommate, however, has a very loud, blaring alarm that goes off every 5 minutes between 5 and 5:30, when he finally rolls out of bed and gets ready. Even on weekends, he'll sometimes let his alarm go off until 6 until it finally shuts off on its own. It's very annoying. I have no idea why he sets his alarm to be so damn loud that the whole house hears it, especially since he's also a light sleeper, supposedly, and has expressed before that me watching TV in my room at night keeps him up, even if I close the door. If the alarm was quieter I wouldn't care, but at that point he wakes my dogs, and he's even woken my boyfriend's daughter, 3F, who stays with us on occasion. Needless to say, once that first alarm goes off at 5, I'm awake, and so is everyone else. I don't know if you've ever dealt with a toddler being unwillingly woken up at 5 a.m., but it's not pretty, especially since she usually wakes up between 9:30 and 10. I've asked him a number of times if he could just turn down the alarm a little so he doesn't wake the whole house. He refuses to do so. Cue petty revenge. My wake-up routine usually involves taking a shower, then doing the dishes / cleaning, caring for the dogs, etc. If we have the baby, I'll make breakfast and put on a show for her to watch while she wakes up. 2 of my 3 dogs are fairly large, so they make noise when I let them out of their crates and feed them. So, the past few days I've been dragging my ass out of bed at 5, and starting my routine. None of which I do quietly. I'm awake anyway, and it's my house, so I can do what I want. The toddler will usually fall asleep again on the couch, even if I turn on the TV, so I put a show on for her at a normal volume. At 5. My dogs are energetic, so I let them out of their crates to run around. At 5. Dishes? 5 a.m., baby. TikToks in the living room? 5 again. Wake me up at 5, that's when my day will start. I haven't gotten much out of my roommate except for dirty looks and the occasional "Why are you awake?" To which I simply respond with, because you woke me. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, so he's started to complain that I'm being petty for no reason. I again suggested for him to turn down the alarm or at least lessen the frequency, but he's refused to do so. Guess we'll all just keep waking up at 5. Except for my boyfriend, of course. He can sleep through virtually anything. Bless his heart. I should go wake him. Edit. A lot of people are asking the same stupid questions and I'm tired of answering them. Yes, I pack my boyfriend's lunch in the morning. Yes, it's because I want to. No, nobody is in danger. Yes, I've tried talking to my roommate. No, I don't care what anyone thinks about our parenting/dog rearing. I just thought I'd share a silly little story about a small way I get back at my shitty roommate. This has gotten so out of control, I'm not going to answer anymore. Story 3. A really silly story of petty revenge from my elementary school days. Hi there. So, first of all, this story is 20 years old. I was 9 when this happened. I thought about it recently because I was listening to some Reddit stories on a podcast and thought to myself, man, I don't have any funny stories about revenge, but then I remembered this one. Not the most badass revenge ever, but I remember feeling pretty damn cool at the time. Some background: so I, am 9, at the time, had a few female friends in my grade who weren't the most popular people in school. I wasn't really either, but people generally left me alone because I was a big kid who could hold my own. We had a girl in our class, I'll call her Jenny, also 9, who flip-flopped between being friendly to my female friends and being an absolute terror to them. At the time of this story, she was on a terror streak. She had been throwing basketballs at my friends during gym, smoking a few of them in the head, but when confronted by the teacher, she would claim it was an accident, but I knew better because they conveniently would never hit me despite me being in close proximity to my friends. My revenge: it was nearing the end of the school year, so we had a big celebratory trip to the bowling alley as a class. There was a gumball machine at the bowling alley and I happened to have a quarter, so I got myself one. I was chewing on it for most of the day. Near the end of the school day, we were all playing outside, me and maybe one of my friends, can't remember, were hanging out on one of the swing sets. Jenny was sitting on the monkey bars nearby. I don't remember if she was saying anything to us, and I really don't remember why in the world I decided to do this, but all of our playground equipment was on gravel and at this point, my gum had lost all of its color. So out of view of Jenny, I spit it onto the gravel and then put on my best acting hat and said, "Oh wow, this rock is so cool." Loud enough for Jenny to hear. I picked up my gum off the ground and made it clear to Jenny that I was holding something. As I expected, she came rushing over saying, "I wanna see." Holding out her hands for me to give her the rock. So I plopped my ABC gum into her hand. She shrieked and shook it off onto the ground. She said, "Ew. Why would you do that to your friend?" And I looked her square in the eye and said, "You're not my friend." And then walked away. I felt like I was walking away from an explosion in an action movie. Unfortunately no one was near enough to hear what I said, so this has just been a fun little story I've told to people on occasion. Sorry it isn't exactly some jaw-dropping revenge story, but it always gives people I tell a laugh. Story 4. Petty revenge after years of ridiculous bullying. This is going to be quite mild to most people, and extreme to anyone with children. My sister, 32, and I, 29, don't get along. We never have and simply never will. As we have got older, fist fights have simply become civil conversations when we do see each other, and never messaging beyond the expectation, birthdays, special events. Something important to note is that she, let's just say Sarah, has 4 kids. The oldest is 13, the others are 4, 2 and 1. She has always been absolutely ridiculous with her bullying as we've gotten older, as it's always about things that no one else cares about. For example, she likes to complain about her big heavy boobs, whilst simultaneously saying she wishes she had tiny ones like mine. My boobs are actually not small, but I'm also on the wait list for a breast reduction as I don't want them anyway and I have back problems. She likes to brag about how much she works out and goes to the gym, and how she's absolutely a size 10, UK, and if she is then I'm a 6, and once tried to get my ex-PT partner in on a conversation about gyms because he's like her and knows fitness. Everything with her is always better or worse. You both have colds? Hers is worse because she's a mummy. You both have big achievements? Hers is better because she has kids and she is Sam. You both have children? Well, did you know she was told 6 years ago that she would never have another kid? Everyone's pretty sure she wasn't, and now look at her. Our entire family has coined the phrase "that's just Sarah" when she does these things because that's frequent. On to the revenge. As mentioned, she has kids, 3 of them are very young, so every single year for Christmas they get wonderful, educational gifts from myself and my partner. The 4-year-old has speech issues, suspected autism, so she gets books that help with things like that. You press the buttons and it teaches you words. The middle child got a crawl ball last year. It makes noises and flashes colors whilst rolling, encouraging kids to go after it, and it counts, teaching them basic numbers. The youngest only got a reasonable gift card last year as she was months old, but this year she will absolutely get something similar. Our entire family is very into education from an early age, so she can't complain about these gifts. I have also never gotten them anything that's noisy for the sake of it, such as instruments, and the oldest kid normally gets money, or the choice to double her gift for her birthday, in February, and go out for a day with myself and my partner where she's given food, brought some gifts, and sometimes dinner before being taken home. I love the kids anyway as they're great kids, but knowing that it annoys my sister when they have noisy gifts just makes me smile so much. Story 5. Update the rental property from hell. Update to https://www.reddit.com/r/pettyrevenge/. Story 6. I was disinvited as a godfather to a christening. This happened a few years ago. I was friend with a straight couple at work. The girl told me she will take me as the godfather to her son. However, I remember the guy joked that I will make his son gay. Not an uncommon joke here in the Philippines, where at least 40% of the guys you meet are gays. This is akin to jokes like "how do gay people increase if they can't have children?" So I just laughed it off. But come christening day, this was a couple of months after the conversation, I never received an invite as a godfather and never received an invite to the reception, while all our colleagues, we all are in the same team, were invited in the church and at the reception. Everyone in the office group chat were gushing at how cute the baby was. I was in disbelief. Come Monday, everybody was still talking about the christening. Some even asked why I did not go. For people I was close with, I just wholesappered I was not invited. Now here in the Philippines, godparents are expected to give money or gift around Christmas times to their godchildren. We traditionally call this aguinaldo. So that year, I spent so much buying gifts to all my colleagues' kids. Some are my godchildren in fact, except for this couple's child. Made sure to happily announce I have gifts for all of their children and told them to look inside their drawers. This couple did not show any reaction whatsoever, but I knew it stung. I ceased being friends with them too. The boy is 8 years old now and I saw his mom's TikTok account and he was dancing to Ariana. Wishing that child, if ever he is gay, he won't have to deal with his homophobic dad. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.